welcome to Riga in Latvia. This is the first time I've ever been to Latvia, and so far it's quite an interesting place to visit actually. I didn't really think that Latvia is going to be like this. It's quite a big place from what I've seen, Riga. And it's also very cold. Again, there's lots of snow here. I seem to be going to everywhere which has really cold weather and snow, so luckily I brought my big jacket to keep me warm. Other than that, we're just sort of exploring. I've only just landed here. I'm gonna go try to find some food or something, because I'm pretty starving right now. And then yeah, just explore a bit of Riga. There's a few things that I've seen that probably looks cool, but it depends on what you can do here. But yeah, we're just gonna explore and see what's about. Odd combination, cheesecake and a brownie, but that's all I could find for now. It was the closest coffee shop or thing to get any food from where I just was, so that's what I got for now. It'll do me for a few hours, I'm sure, until I need something proper. Okay, so right here we have a church, which is quite hard to get a shot for the whole thing. We're going to have a quick look inside and see what's inside this church, because it looks pretty cool from the outside. I'm not a religious person by any means, but I can appreciate a little bit of architecture. You know, I still agree that it takes a lot to build something like that, with the detail that's in there as well. Wasn't really meant to film in there, as there was multiple signs saying no filming, no photography. So yeah, I just sort of had the camera to my side. As long as you're subtle about it, they should be okay with it. They were busy selling stuff anyway to people who believe in God and whatnot, so you know, they had their hands full with that. Right now I'm trying to head my way down to the old town Riga, which I think is quite a touristy area. I just want to go check that out quick, see, you know, why it's so touristy. Must be something there. Afterwards I'll probably go and try and check out a few sites if I can find any. Maybe find something to do. Yeah, we'll check out to see what old town is like first and then go from there. Well, we certainly made it to Old Town Riga. This is a lot busier here, there's a lot more to do, a lot more people about. It's right behind me. A lot more busier. So hopefully we can find some things to do. Although, like I say, around here it's going to be really touristy and therefore really expensive. market and they had street food and stuff, but they was all talking Latvian, so I didn't have a clue what they were talking about. Can you understand at all what that says, or can you even take a good guess? Neither can I. Nothing like English at all. There's only like 2 or 3 words so far that I've been able to like guess correctly. Other than that, literally most of the words are completely different. It's not like being in France or Germany where like you can give it a good guess if you had no idea what the language was. If you come to a place like this, you'd be completely out of your comfort zone. Like I said, completely out of your comfort zone. I like it. I actually like not knowing what's going on fully. Why was there a guy there playing guitar with a pig mask? I don't know. It's quite interesting. Just gonna have a look down. I reckon we're gonna go down this street here. Yeah, that's all I really wanted to say about the whole language thing, really. It's just interesting having to deal with a language that you know nothing about. Again, most other places I've been to, it's sort of been like, oh, I can give it a good go, I can guess. But here the language is just so... It's because the language isn't a romantic language, it's obviously a European language. I think it's... I don't really know what group of languages it belongs to, but not the Romance ones. Big cat right there. Pretty sure I've hit central Old Town or in that area somewhere, surrounded by loads of tourists taking photos and myself. And I'm just walking by a bit. Right, I think that's mainly Old Town. There's a lot more to Old Town, don't get me wrong, but I've walked through the centre of it. I'll probably head back a little bit later on. There's more stuff to explore around this way, which is outside of Old Town, down the main river. If you're ever in Riga and you want to try and find Old Town, look out for like this tower thing there. That'll give you a good indication of if you're in Old Town, because that is essentially on the edge of Old Town. On the other side you've got like this river, which I can't remember the name of, but yeah, you've got this river. It's the biggest and probably only river here that runs through central Riga. There's also what looks to be maybe a telephone tower, which I think we're going to try and head towards. Maybe we can get in there. Sometimes TV towers like in Verde you can go on top of, and it's a good view of the city. I have no idea if this is one of them, but we're going to go check it out. Got some cool looking building in the background here. Let's try and focus that up. Don't know what that is. That's a tram. Whatever that is, that looks pretty interesting, pretty unique. Probably like an art building or something, though. If only these cars weren't in the way, that would have been an alright shot. I was trying to get a reflection shot of the bridge onto the water, because this bridge, as I've now just found out, is a train bridge, not for cars. There you go. Where's my... It's there. This is, for some reason, quite a popular bridge here in Riga. Or at least it's on all the pictures and stuff that I see before I come here. I just realised I need to fly my drone today, because I haven't flown it in forever and I really just want to get it flown again. But at the moment, everywhere in Riga has... Hold on, let me show you. All of these cable lines above for trams. So I need to try and find an area before it gets dark where I can fly my drone, because I'm pretty sure, if I remember looking at the rules here, drone flying here is allowed. There's not really too many laws against it in the city. And everyone's so aggressive with their driving as well. Alright, so I need to try and find somewhere essentially that doesn't have any of these tram lines, doesn't have any wires at all, because if I fly it here, I'm just going to crash it into these lines, which ain't good. I'd rather find somewhere more spacious, if I can, of course. I want to try and find a park or something. Weather's holding out at the moment. It says it's not meant to rain, although it's meant to snow apparently later on at some point. Either that or get extremely cold. I'm not sure which one at this moment. Okay, think I've found a good area where I can fly my drone. There's people, but there's not too many. I've been here for like 5 minutes now just to wait. I don't see any like police or anything. We should be okay. There's a few wires, but we should be able to avoid them. Let's see how this goes. Success, we managed to get airborne. Yeah, the signal kept on cutting out or going weak or whatever, which meant the footage wasn't okay. It was okay, I can use it, but I can't get tracking shots for more than 5 seconds because the signal is really weak. I'm not sure if that's because of the location I'm in, or the weather, or a mix. But we managed to fly it and land it safely. I got hopefully some good footage. I'm about to review it now on my phone. I think now I'm going to head back to the hotel, or head to the hotel for the first time because I've not been there yet, drop off some stuff, head back out. Maybe then I'll be a bit more central. Right now I'm quite far out. I've also checked on TripAdvisor or whatever, on Google anyway, on that TV tower. Essentially it's closed, so can't do it anyway. But I'm pretty sure there's no such sort of feature on this TV tower here in Riga to go up at the top. Couldn't actually find out. I would have thought if there was a feature that it'd be highlighted quite easily, so didn't see that. But apparently it's shut until like April or something, I don't know, so we're not doing that anyway. That's too far out anyway. It's apparently quite hard to access without a vehicle of some sort, which all I've got is public transport. Or of course walking everywhere, which is what I normally do, which is why I end up down these sort of deserted streets. We're going to head back into the central, I think back to Old Town. I like the Old Town area. Now that we've got a little bit of drone footage, I'm happy. We're just going to keep it up now. Everywhere I go, I'm going to try and get some drone footage. So anyway, we're going to head back into Old Town. It's about 3 o'clock right now. We're in the hotel. We're going to take a little bit of a rest, but before we do, just sit down and chat for a bit. Yeah, like, it's quite weird. I don't know, I expected the city to be like actually smaller than it is. It's actually quite a big city. I didn't realise there was like an old town and then like I guess the new town or whatever you'd like to call the other section. Yeah, I mean there's a lot to see. I think the old town is a way more touristy area, and the other side of it, the other side of the river, is like the less touristy side of it by the looks of it, just from what I've experienced from going over both sides. But I've only just come over to this side, which is opposite to like the old town area. So I've only just come on this side to go to my hotel, because my hotel is literally right next to the bridge that goes over from Old Town to this side, which I guess again you could call New Town. Yeah, I mean it's quite an interesting city actually. It's a lot more architecture than I thought there would be. There's, I don't know, just things to look at like statues and churches and that type of thing. There's a lot more happening than I thought there would be, to be honest. So yeah, and then I went inside of a convenience store, bought myself some things. As I'm sure you'll see right here, some differences in flavours. I mean, I don't know about you, but I've never seen spicy chili nuts or blue cheese nuts, for example. But they're crisps as well. They have like ketchup flavoured crisps. They have blue cheese flavoured crisps. They have, I don't know, there's just all these sort of different styles. And I have seen ketchup flavoured before, to be fair. Blue cheese is a bit of a different one. I don't like blue cheese, but there's just like certain flavours that I saw and I was like, that's really interesting. So I got a few things for some friends and whatever. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, there's just a slight difference in things. And like I mentioned earlier as well, with the language being completely different as well, it's quite fun actually, just like not knowing exactly what you're doing, being quite lost. At least I quite enjoy that feeling of being lost and not quite understanding what's happening all the time. Again, yeah, like this language, there's probably been about 5 or 6 words now that I've like been able to decipher just because of how similar they are to English, or maybe even to Spanish. So I pointed out a building earlier in one of the shots, and I was across the river, and this interesting looking building. That actually ended up being a library. As I drove past it, my camera was dead at the time, so I didn't record it, but I drove past it and it said biblioteca on it, which means library, or at least I'm guessing, because in Spanish biblioteca means library. So yeah, it says like Riga Biblioteca or something like that. So it's quite a cool looking building. It's definitely a cool looking building for being a library. So yeah, there's just quite a few different interesting things here, and I'm sure I'm not going to be able to see anywhere near as much as there is to see within the one day that I'm here. Like I said, it's about 3 o'clock now. I'm going to go sleep for a bit while everything is charging. I'm still a little bit tired, trying to sleep on the flight, but it's so difficult. I was in the middle seat, so all you can do really is either lean your head back like that, which I was doing, and it gives you neck ache and it really hurts, or you can lean your head forward against the seat, or open up onto the tray. One, it's not that hygienic to do so, and two, it's also not that comfortable. Again, because I was in the middle seat and I'm quite a big person, I need space, and there isn't a lot of space. With Ryanair, normally you got quite a lot of leg room, or at least enough leg room, shall we say. But width-wise, you have to like really squash up because there's not a lot of width there. I'm quite broad-shouldered, so like I need quite a lot of room, and yeah, sometimes it can be quite uncomfortable. So essentially, yeah, I couldn't get a lot of sleep on the flight because I wasn't that comfortable, and I didn't get that much sleep last night either. So I'm gonna charge up all my batteries because my phone's already dead. My camera's battery is died, but I've got 3 camera batteries, so it's fine. I can swap those. Mainly, it's just my phone, to be honest. Once that's charged up, then I'll get back out and explore some more. Probably go back to Old Town. I was planning on going back to Old Town, but I didn't at the moment because I decided to come to this hotel instead. Yeah, we're just going to go check out some of the areas anyway. I only quickly walked through Old Town. I didn't exactly see much of it apart from a market, which I'm sure was like more of a touristy thing than anything. Other than that, yeah, I mean, I hope you've been noticing that these shots are a lot more clear. In the past couple of vlogs, I've been doing it all autofocus, and horribly, I've been like watching back during the edits, and like half the shot will be out of focus, and I wouldn't notice on this tiny little screen that I've got here as I'm watching on the camera, and I only notice when I come into the edit afterwards that like half the shot's been like blurry or something, and it's just the most annoying thing because you can fix certain things in post-production, like you can fix if a shot's too wide, or you can fix if like something's too bright or too dark. If the audio is not quite right, if you know what you're doing, you can fix that to a degree. But what you can't fix is when something's really blurry. So if it's like this right now, then you know it's just not nice to look at. So essentially all I've done is every single shot, just made sure that it's on manual focus, and I started focusing all my shots manually for now. It's a lot more work that goes into it because you've got to set up every single shot rather than just being able to point and shoot. You have to like set it up, point it, go there, make sure it's all focused, everything. But if it means that the video is better quality, I would rather a better quality video that's like 10 minutes long than a really bad quality video where half of it's blurry for 15 minutes long or 20 minutes or however long the vlog's going to be normally. I would rather spend that extra time, make sure those shots that I do get are in focus and properly, you know, everything's good. The audio hopefully is okay. It's quite difficult with audio because wind is one thing. I've got on my mic the wind protector, windbreaker, whatever you want to call it, the thing that makes it look fluffy. But still, sometimes, like when I was in Denmark, the wind was really powerful, so it really just cut through that, and you could still hear it go. Yeah, so, but it does help to minimize all that horrible sound to a degree where hopefully it's still watchable. Obviously inside, wind's not an issue, so audio is normally okay. The only other issue you have with audio is loud traffic next to you, people, if there's so many people and they're being loud, etc. Yeah, it's just something for me to like play with the game, to be honest. So audio is something that I would like to improve on to a degree, but at the moment I'm focusing on visuals, just like make sure that everything's in focus, everything's, you know, white balanced and all the rest of it. I'm going to start trying to look in colour correction during post-production as well. Post-production is like a big part of making vlogs. I think colour correcting is something that's really overlooked, especially within vlogs. I'm just going to experiment with that. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. And I've never really colour corrected before in my life in Premiere Pro, but I know roughly what I'm doing when it comes to colour correcting. And the reason why I don't really ever colour correct is because I've never done it before, therefore it's going to take me a long time to colour correct every clip, or if I even do one clip then copy and paste that, that edit on top of all the other clips. But because I'm quite new or not well trained in the colour correcting area, I just never do it. I try and shy away from it. But I want to try and get into that a little bit more, make the videos just look a little bit more professional, a little bit more nicer as well. Anyway, I'm really rambling on right now. We're going to go and sleep for a bit, just charge everything up, hopefully feel a bit more awake. And then, yeah, we're going to go back outside, over the bridge into Old Town and just try and explore more. It's probably going to be dark by the time we get back out there, I'm not going to lie. Like I say, it's already 3 now. It's probably going to take 2 hours or so to charge up my phone and the other batteries and stuff. So we'll see how it is. So far, I'm actually loving Riga. There's a lot to see. Yeah, I'll catch you guys in a bit. Right now, I'm walking over a bridge, which again is one of the famous spots here in Latvia. I think the settings on this camera are so dark, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see anything out here. This is the backdrop with all the bridges and stuff I showed you earlier. Yeah, my hands are super freaking cold, so we're going to get off this bridge. This is it. This is pretty cool. Welcome to Old Town again. We're back in Old Town and yeah, it's a lot quieter now, although we're probably just in that certain part of Old Town where it is just naturally really quiet because there's probably not a lot to do here. I want to find a bar or something, and then I want to find somewhere to get food from. Not sure where yet. We'll have a little look around. There's a bar here, but I'm not going to go into this particular one. It looks more like an acupuncture type of place. Yeah, we're just going to have a look around and see what's what. This place, there's so many streets and stuff to look into. We're going to try and head back into the centre a bit where there's more things happening. We're going to try this beer place when. Well, that was a really cool pub. Me personally, I really liked it. It was playing a lot of rock music. It was playing rock music on the screen on the TV as well as music on the stereo as well. So I really liked that, as well as the fact they had bikes and cars and stuff in there. Just like it had a really cool feel to it and really cool vibe. Right now we're going to head to somewhere to go grab something to eat. Most probably a McDonald's or something, but we're going to go and explore over here somewhere and just have a look to see what's about. Well, okay, that McDonald's hit the spot. That's probably going to do me until tomorrow morning. Right now we're heading just down the road from that place here to a Skyline bar, apparently. We are at the big centre tower thing that we was at earlier. We are currently here. We need to get to, I think, this building over here. Should only be like a few minutes walk, really. It looks pretty far, but it's not actually that far because I did walk earlier. I think it's at Redison. Skyline bar. It's got to be a tall building. That's the only tall building I can see around here. Yeah, so far so good. Things have been great. Probably the cheapest McDonald's I've eaten at so far in anywhere in Europe. So that's a bonus. But I'm going all the way up there at the Radisson. I'm guessing floor number 27. We're actually really high up right now. This is crazy. Autofocus. The only part of today's video that's going to be filmed with my iPhone, just because this place is a bit fancy. It's a bit overkill to bring my camera out and start filming with that. It's a nice view though. Look at that view. I'm sat here right now, sat next to the Daugava River, which is the main river that runs through Riga. You can't see it right now because it's like really dark right now, so I can't show you. But the Daugava River is the main huge river that goes through Riga. And I'm sat here right now, sitting next to it against the main road, sort of pondering a little bit about just how lucky I am actually to be here right now, just experiencing everything. You know, just as it is. You know, I've only just arrived here this morning and I will be going home again tomorrow, like midday. But it's crazy actually, being able to come here, visit the place for a day, go home, and this is now the 6th place that I've been in my YouTube travels, and it's pretty crazy really that I've been able to do that so far, even just 6 places. I do apologise about this wind, it's like sort of picking up and dying down as it goes, but yeah, it's just like really surreal to be fair. Like when I think about, alright, this is the 6th place I've been to now. I think this is vlog number 8. So I've made a couple of vlogs in the same place, like Milan and Denmark. I've made 2 vlogs in one trip. It's just crazy, honestly. Like I don't know how else to describe it. The fact that I've been able to find a way to work Monday to Friday, then travel somewhere on the weekends occasionally, whenever it works out, whenever the pricing works out, whenever like the flights and stuff work out to be early flights and stuff. And this is only really the beginning of my YouTube journey. You know, I'm still trying to figure everything out, the audio, the camera shots, what I even want in terms of how the vlogs are portrayed. Do I want it a cinematic look and spend hours trying to get really cool looking shots, or do I want it more of a bold and bankrupt look where you just sort of do this one long shot, minimal editing. I think I do prefer the more cinematic look, but then it comes a point some people on YouTube really kill it when it comes to having a cinematic look. Yeah, like it's crazy. So just some people, like not even potentially vloggers, but just some people, some vloggers as well. But like there's a lot of people out there, and I can't compete with any of them. But my own style, I like the cinematic look. But I was going off track a little bit. Like I'm only just beginning really with traveling in the realms of YouTube and vlogging it and putting it up on YouTube. You know, it's just amazing that I've been able to travel to certain places I never thought I'd be able to travel to. Riga's been a place I've been wanting to travel to for a long time. Just sort of like, you know, it's sort of interested me. I knew nothing about Latvia, and well, very little about Latvia. I know some things, but very minor things. And now here I am, sat in the heart of Latvia, sat in the like capital city of this place, and yeah, it's just surreal, really. When I sit down and think about it, sometimes I come to these places, I just get on with it. I vlog or I travel, I see stuff, and I think that looks cool. When I really think about the fact that actually I'm sat in another country, or I've travelled to another country between a few days worth of me working on a Monday, then back from a Friday back on a Monday. In those like 2 days, I've managed to get onto a flight, fly to another country, experience a whole new culture, a whole new country, eat their food, and just everything, and then fly back, get enough sleep, and then go to work for another Monday to Friday thing. It's crazy that I've actually been able to so far to pull it off quite successfully actually as well. Yeah, it's I don't know, it's just mental. Literally, I'm just sort of pondering that thought right now as I sit here next to this, next to the river. And like I say, I honestly never thought I could actually achieve stuff like this. Or I don't know, like for a while I had it in mind I wanted to travel on the weekends. I thought it wouldn't be worth it, it wouldn't work out, whatever. But I don't know. I mean, it's been worth it so far. Even if I just travel somewhere and just see the culture and not necessarily do many things in terms of activities, it's still worth going somewhere for a weekend and just sort of experiencing something. See the culture, eat a bit of their food, and fly back home, and then you know roughly what that area is like, and you can go back or go to another city in that country, whatever it might be. Um, just in this case, this is just a bit more out there than it is for like Spain or Italy or whatever. Coming to Latvia, because Latvia is just A, it's somewhere I've never been before. B, it's a country which doesn't border a country I've been to. I've never been to Russia, Lithuania, Estonia. I think the only countries that border Latvia. I've never been to those countries as of yet. So this is a country that's stuck in the middle of other countries I've never been to before. So I am really sort of in the middle of somewhere that I've never been to before, and it's just so interesting coming to a place that you've never been to before on your own and just experiencing everything. Um, yeah, and I'm honestly just lucky to be able to experience this, you know, even though I know that everything that I've earned in terms of like money to be able to afford to travel to these places and the money I spend on whatever I do, whether it's activities, drinks, food, it's all money that I've earned myself via my job that I work during the week. But I'm still lucky to be able to say, you know what, I've managed to save up that money and I've managed to travel to these places and experience whatever. And we're only just beginning this this adventure, this new era for me on this channel, where we're traveling to different places and we're branding ourselves as a travel vlogger, is only just beginning. Yeah, who knows where this journey's going to take us. This wind is picking up, so we're gonna transfer ourselves to the hotel. Okay, so it's the next morning. I basically got back last night and I completely crashed because I was just so tired. I did a lot of walking. I think it was like 25,000 steps yesterday. That was quite a lot of walking. Just to walk around a city or whatever. I don't know. I was just very tired in general. So yeah, essentially, like, I was just reminiscing last night about just like how lucky I am to be able to, do this. Even as like a part-time thing at the moment. Just when I can, I'm still quite lucky to be able to just do this. So yeah, thoughts about Latvia. I actually really enjoyed it. I thought the old town part of it was really cool. I found that overall things were cheap, but in Old Town it was a lot more expensive. I've heard personally before that you can get beers in Latvia for like 70p, but then when I was in Old Town, which is obviously the touristy areas, I was paying up to like £5 per pint, so it's like a 500% increase or whatever the increase is there. Other than that though, thought it was a really cool place to visit. Quite a subtle hint of Russian influence. You wouldn't really notice if you weren't really looking out for it, but occasionally you'll see Russian influence, like some of the cars' license plates are in Russian, or like they're from Russia, because obviously Latvia borders Russia, so they probably drive over. You'll see it translated on like bathroom stools, like I did last night in the pub I was at. You'll see it just sort of like everywhere. If you sort of look out for it, you'll see it in graffitis and stuff like that. If you sort of keep an eye out, you will notice sort of subtle little Russian influences. But it's probably one of those where you'll probably miss it if you weren't really paying that much attention. No, I remember when I was in college, I was friends with a guy who was from Latvia, who is actually from Riga, Latvia, and he told me that essentially there's a lot of Russians who come over here, where he claimed to be like Russian gangsters, and they come over to Latvia and they essentially just take over Latvia. Like, they're sort of, because they're gangsters and mobsters and whatever, like they just, they're the ones who cause the crime in this country. And because of that, the Latvians and Russians apparently have like quite a bad connection. They have like this feud because obviously the Russians come over to Latvia, which is quite a small country in comparison, and they just completely take it over because the Russians obviously still want Latvia, I guess, to be part of the USSR, because Latvia was once part of the former Soviet Union. And because Latvia was part of the USSR, yeah, there's just like that, I guess, feud, or that history at least, between those two countries. So the point being that there is this underlying like influence of Russia here, and it's again like one of the main languages you'll see translated. So if you look on the back of like food packaging or just anything that will normally get translated, you'll tend to have Latvian, then Russian, and then you'll have like Lithuanian and then maybe English. So in terms of languages, I don't think English is as important here as it is in other places in Europe. That being said, people still talk English really well. I didn't have an issue at all in terms of like meeting people and not being able to understand me. Everyone was able to understand me just fine. So in that respect, they're really good with their English. It's just, I think in terms of like translations and packages and stuff, it tends to be like the fourth language in the list from what I've seen. Anyway, that's going to be the end of this video. It is the next morning, so it is now the 1st of March. If you like this video and if you like my channel, please go ahead and subscribe down below, and also comment and like the video and everything if you did like the video, because it all helps me out. Obviously, all these YouTube metrics and stuff, they really do help me out a lot, because being a smaller channel, every bit of interaction really does help me out. And also, if you're interested, if you're already subscribed and if you've already liked and commented and all that, and if you've not followed me on Twitter or Instagram, links are down below in the description. Please go ahead and follow me on there as well, because they're my other social medias. I tend to talk about other things on my Twitter page, and my Instagram I haven't posted on for a while, but when I get back into posting on Instagram, it'll just be posting on my travels and stuff. I've just been too busy recently with everything, and I'd rather prioritize on YouTube than on Instagram, because Instagram is just like more of a side thing and I do for fun when I get the chance to. But yeah, on my Twitter I do post fairly often, and it's a mix between different things, you know, but generally it's either about travel, or maybe it's about games, or maybe it's about like something else, or just random tweets. So it's a little bit of a different insight on my side. So if you like that type of thing, if you like my content so far, then go ahead and follow my Twitter down below in the description. With all that being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy this video with me here in Riga. If you're interested, next place I'm going to be traveling to is next weekend. I'm going to be going to Vilnius in Lithuania, and I'm excited to go there. This is a country that borders Latvia that I'm in now. So I'm essentially going from Latvia all the way back to the UK to come all the way back to Lithuania, or this side of Europe, next weekend. But it's only a couple of hours flight, so it really doesn't bother me that much at all, you know. So yeah, I'll be going to Vilnius next weekend. Excited to visit there. From visiting Riga and seeing what Riga's like, I'm expecting Vilnius really to be quite similar in terms of like the language barrier, in terms of like the way that places are built. One last thing before we go, I wanted to mention was that apparently Latvia is actually one of the poorest countries in Europe, which I didn't really get the vibe from being here, although that being said, Riga is the most expensive city here in the poorest, or one of the poorest countries here in Europe. And there's only a few little things that like really back up that statement. Otherwise, here in Riga, it really seems like first world country. It really seems like everything is well established, and they've got a lot of money pumped into this city in terms of like buildings are well kept and everything. But there are occasionally buildings that you walk past where they will look really derelict and abandoned, and like they're building sites or whatever, and you look at them and it sort of just gives you that other side of like, okay, yeah, there are poorer parts of this country. You'll literally look at like a row of buildings that have just been abandoned, and then you can turn around and you can see two skyscrapers completely opposite these abandoned buildings. These skyscrapers, by the way, are right next to my hotel, just out the window here. So it was quite a good waypoint for me when I was out last night and I couldn't quite remember how to get back. I was just like, alright, follow those skyscrapers, get back, and luckily I managed to find my way back. I just wanted to chuck that in there anyway. It's stated as one of the poorest countries in Europe. However, it didn't feel like it at all. Maybe if I went into the countryside, that'd be more like obvious to see. I'm not sure, but that was quite an interesting fact. I just wanted to put in this video because there was a little bit of a dynamic there that I saw a few abandoned buildings and stuff in a few neighborhoods, but on the whole, this city felt like any other. It felt like a city that was in like the Czech Republic, for example, or Poland or something. It just felt like a normal European city. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you guys in the next one where we'll be in Vilnius, Lithuania. Until then, thank you for watching and peace out.